Welcome back to another episode. We're about to break down the 5 easy steps to you finding your event space this year. Let's get right into it. And if you don't already know who I am, my name is Jarrell. I help people start event space businesses all across the US. And I help them from finding, funding, starting, all sorts of things, as you see here. All right. So the very first thing that you want to do, I want to keep this very simple for you. You're going to find a realtor. A lot of people skip out on this step. They try to do it on their own. And that is a way that I used to talk about. But I was kind of a glitch because I went to real estate school. I worked as an agent before. So I hacked the system and I was able to because I actually had the experience, I had the knowledge. If you don't have the experience and knowledge with real estate or commercial real estate, go get a realtor. That's it. It's very simple. So the realtor is going to be able to identify your properties that match your budget needs. They're going to be able to help you negotiate favorable terms, typically, right? And they're going to be able to offer insights on areas of with high demand for event space. Is that this is the architect of a good realtor. Just like there are great business owners out there, there are bad business owners out there. There are good and bad of all people in all positions, shapes, and sizes, right? You want to choose a realtor that has experience in event spaces. And when I say this may come at may come at the cost of your time of trying to find this person, or you can just choose a regular agent and then tell them what it is that you're looking to do. The places that you can find realtors or find your space on is like LoopNet. Craigslist is actually down right now, so I don't know why I have it up here. But you can also find spaces on a site like Craigslist, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. The next thing that you want to do is step two is we want to know exactly what we're looking for. So before you start visiting properties, you want to define your needs clearly. A lot of people get this mistake wrong. Make this mistake because they don't know what they're looking for. So in the process of why they find the realtor, but then a realtor gets to asking them, like, well, what should you do? Was that they don't know, right? And so you could probably argue that this may be step one, but I don't think it's step one. I don't think it's the biggest thing, but I think the realtor is the person that is the biggest step is step one because the realtor, that person is gonna I wouldn't call them not just like a gatekeeper, but they're the person that's going to actually help do the work for you, get the thing that you're looking for. You just need to come to your terms on what you're looking for right now. So as you're watching this video, you should be writing it down. What am I looking for? Taking notes, blah, XYZ, right? So key things that you want to ask yourself, what's your budget? Include rents, utilities, potential build out costs. How big does the space need to be? 1,000 square feet. And the easy way to consider how big the space is, look at your apartment, your house, wherever you live at. If you don't know the square footage of if you got it because you've been there for a couple of years, all you got to do is ask your leasing office, or if you live in a home, all you got to do is take out some measuring tape and just pretty much just measure, right? But you want to consider all these things. And just if you still can't envision it, just envision your house with all the walls knocked out of it, and then you'll get an idea of how big you need, right? And then, of course, what's your ideal locations, what type of events that you want to hold, things like that. So you're going to make a checklist of just having your deal breakers to bring with you when you're touring. This is something that I tell all of my mentees to do. This is like the golden nugget. It seems so simple, and this process seems simple, but so many people skip this. And if you go in without a target, if you're not aiming for anything, you're not going to hit anything. Very simple. Oh, the next thing is we want to definitely have our business plan in place. A solid business plan is non-negotiable. You can create your business plan on Live Plans. This is what it looks like right here. I'm not an affiliate. Maybe I should be. Maybe they should shout me out. I don't know. But you can create a business plan here, or you can also create a business plan using Chat GPT. I know that a lot of people like maybe, oh my God, it's AI. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not that deep. I actually have even created a template to how you just sign up for Chat GPT, get your free plan, and I've given you the template to creating a business plan for you or getting the help to create that business plan for you. All you got to do with this template is here's your prompt up here, and then here's your questions that's going to ask you before writing the business plan. So here's the questions that you pretty much need to answer. Then after you answer those questions, just follow this. So all you got to do is screenshot this right here and then screenshot this right here. All right. I want this video to be very quick. I don't want to take up your time. I want you to go out here and execute. So next thing is we're going to search everywhere for our space, even on Craigslist. So I mentioned it already. I mentioned LoopNet and things like that. But a lot of people skip over Craigslist and it's like a hidden gem when it comes to finding your spaces. So a potential space right here. Where's the space? In Indiana. right? It's a potential space, right? They're already using it for a yoga studio, which means that it's already pretty much being there. It's a place of, in a sense, of gathering, even though you're not going to have the music and things like that there. So, of course, this is things like when you're considering spaces, you still have to go through that process of figuring out what it's actually zoned for. You still have to go through the process of talking to the city, and you may face getting no's. I'm just giving you the steps of how you find the space. If you're still completely lost on where to start first, this is a business that you want to still get into, or you want to get into it this year. You've been procrastinating, you've been putting it off, and you said you was going to do it. And excuse me, so that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the breakdown. That's how it works. Again, with Craigslist, it's super simple. With Craigslist, it's super simple. All you doing is literally drop back, right? And all you're doing at Craigslist, let's go to the homepage, right? And then let's put in what city that we want to go to. So maybe I'll do Dallas, Texas, right? I'm choose location, and then I'm gonna go right here to office and commercial. Super simple, right? It's not nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna just scroll through and then I'm gonna see what's what. You know what I mean? And it's like if you don't see anything right away, cool. But if you do, all these little things that you see, all these little different ones that you see, because it's giving us stuff in different areas. That's another thing you can. I didn't really refine the search. I should have, but it's giving us stuff a little bit of everywhere. So I got some stuff here in Tennessee. I got some stuff here in Arkansas. Let me really, I don't know how I got that. So I think I clicked choose location too fast. All right. So let's go back. Let's do it the right way. All right. Let's choose the location and let's make sure. Cool. It says Dallas now. All right. Now, immediately, I already know what you're thinking. I already know what you're saying. Oh, these office buildings. That's the whole point. You got to look like we have to just look. We have this expectation of immediate gratification on all things, and it's really bad. It's really bad. You have to look. So scroll down, look through some pages. I know people that got spaces because they told me that they found their space on the last page. And sometimes you may come up with a listing in your city or state. Maybe it may be crazy. I'm talking about thousands of listings or hundreds of listings. You got to just go through them. Here's a space right here. Not that storage. And the key here is that it's not necessarily these listings aren't necessarily for you to find your exact space. These listings are just another way for you to see who owns what. And if they have places for rent, typically a commercial landlord will have multiple properties. So I want you to get that through your head. Typically, a commercial landlord has multiple properties. Now, here is a great space, 1,100 square foot, former dance space for leasing shopping center in Carrollton, Texas. The space is the only available space in the shopping center. It looks great, right? It'd be nice if they actually showed the space, but it tells you who to contact and the information is there. It's very easy. And then you can just pull up and you just go to it. And it gives you the price of it. And a lot of people overlook this. 1,500, it used to be a dance studio. And it's like you got to get creative with what you're doing with your event space, your venue anyway these days. So if you want to have, I know someone, they have a creative space, right? So it's an event space and they teach dance classes, right? So they do a multitude of things so they can get the bag different ways. We got to stop trying to only get the bag in one way when it comes to this event-based business because so many different things that you can do under it. Remember, it's for events of all shapes, sizes, kinds, everything. So a dance class can be an event, right? Just like a celebration of life can be an event, just like a baby shower, birthday dinner, all those things can be an event. So just think of it like that. I want to do one more city and then we're going to move on from this Craigslist madness. All right. So let's do, I don't know, let's do Boston. So it's the same thing every time. Again, I don't know. I don't have my information up for specific zoning information, but more than likely you're going to want to find a space with, if you live in cities like this, you're going to want to find a space with parking. You want a space with parking, period, to be honest with you. I'm keep it a buck. A lot of things that used to be, they aren't that way anymore. It's not easy. It's not sweet like that anymore because a lot of these cities, they picked up on people getting spaces and they want you to have certain things. So look for a space with some sort of parking lot. That's why strip malls are like your golden ticket and things like that. So let's look up Phoenix, Arizona. So I typed in Phoenix, Arizona. This is what it did. So again, we're gonna do Phoenix. Let's choose location. All right, cool. Just make sure we get the right. And I'm sick. I got COVID, but I still gotta put this work in. And that's what I want you to do. No matter what, I want you to be putting this work in. I'm showing up on the tool, putting the work in. You gotta put this work in. So, all right. This is a space right here. It's not exactly in Phoenix, Arizona, but just to give you an idea, it's a 6,000 square foot flex retail office gym warehouse area. It looks like area is it's pretty vacant, but it's a big parking lot. Depending on what else is around there, if you see walk by traffic and things like that, it may be like a go, right? And then you can, and again, remember, we're looking to, let's see, we're looking to reach out to them, even though this space has all of their uses, right? Not a lot of people are jumping up for joy to put event space on their thing, on their listings. But again, I want the phone number. I want the information of this person. So I'm just calling to I get their phone number, and then next thing I know, I get their phone number, I reach out and I see if they got any other spaces that I can use for an event space open. That's the key when you're looking. So get out of this mindset of, oh my God, I'm looking and I'm gonna find my exact space online. You might, but even if you don't, the key is contact information. That's what's going to change the game for you getting contact information. You need to make contacts, you need to make connections, networking. So I'm looking at one more area. I was looking at Oklahoma City. Oh, not houses. We ain't looking for housing. Shout out to Oklahoma City. I ain't coming at y'all. Don't come for me. Um, so here we got a church for lease. And it looks like they be using this church probably for events more than likely if you just look at the draping. Yeah, they're using it for events. So, okay, that's a good sign. All right, so what do we got here? We got spa and salon open, man. In the spa salon. Hey, there you go. Um, right here, prime city location. So here's a space. It's just like that's the point. The point I'm making. Like you can really find spaces, resources. I'm finna go Chicago. It's Chicago. Nigga. All right. So, which you're definitely going to, I'm just telling you straight up, the things that you're going to need to have in Chicago is you're going to need to have, you're going to look in places that are, and you're gonna want to find a place with parking. That the parking thing is like kind of universal, but definitely across the board. All you got to do really with Chicago is look at the city map, and then on the zoning map in Chicago, they tell you, and a lot of cities got a zoning map too, and that's like what a lot of people are missing out on. The zoning map literally gives you the blueprint. I don't know why y'all ain't just going to the office and asking for the map because it tells you where you can do what at. So instead of that, typically just gives you the blueprint. So you aimlessly just looking like driving around, like you can literally go to the city, get a zoning map, and then figure out where you need to do what. What get frustrated if your city doesn't have like events in there verbiage or don't really understand what the business that you're trying to open. Don't get frustrated with those things. But again, parking is going to be a thing that you need. It's not giving me that additional option. Space parking. Let me see. A little bit more specific. See if it'll give me some space with parking. Be a little bit more specific and see if it'll give me something. So this is in Hodgkins. Let's see. It's giving me a lot of these office. These are private office suites. Y'all gonna try to do me like that. It's an open studio for like art and whatnot, but no. Chicago, you really need a parking lot. Like you have a parking lot. And Bomi, like do your own research. Um, There's be too much whining in these social media comments about what online where everybody just tells you to do your own research. Just because you don't see spaces, right? And I don't see anything, right? I haven't come up with anything. Doesn't mean anything. What I would do in this, I'm going right to my city and I'm asking for a zoning map. I'm going right to my city and I'm asking them where I can do my space at. But the thing is you need to start documenting the process from day one. So the moment, like once you're done watching this video, you need to document the process and mark it from day one. This is where a lot of people get wrong at. I want you to get used to solely only doing organic content. But if you build a big enough personal brand that can like float you for a minute, but if you really want to dominate, you take your big personal brand and you use paid, and you will have a big business. Like will probably lead you to a big business. This is not something that's guaranteed, but that's what you want to do together. So once you start your search, immediately begin building your brand, documenting your journey is the best way to engage with future clients because it shows that you're actually credible. Like this is why what's become so much amongst like content, day in the life videos. What do I do in a day? My journey to, what I'm saying, $1 million in a year, my journey to 100K months, like all different things, like sharing your journey and like it gets a lot of views. And so if you're getting a lot of views, a lot of people are skeptical. And again, people buy with their eyes and people buy from people that they know, like, and people buy from people that are consistent, right? And so if you're consistent online and you're consistent in the process and they fall in love with your journey, they might not buy, that viewer might not buy, right? The viewer that you're looking at might not buy. Like they might not, but they could probably tell and share your stuff with a bunch of different other people. So um, these are just things that you want to think about, right? So when you're documenting your journey, you want to share updates, of course, on Instagram, TikTok, maybe Farewell, who knows? I don't know. Um, but I want to be posting, behind the scenes and things like that. And I said again, I want this to really drive home. Focus on building a personal brand. Many things that you can do when you have a retail space. So it's like, even if you want to do like the event-based model, you want to get you a retail space and you want to do something different with it. Maybe you're doing like a studio, maybe you're doing like maybe you're esthetician and you want your own, like whatever it is that you want, like you can do it. The steps are all the same. You have to go through these steps to get a space. Now, if you're doing anything outside of getting the event space, like some of the things that I just named, it may be a lot easier for you to get it, but you still have to go through the steps, finding the realtor, knowing what you want, having a business plan, because the business plan is not just to get to the landlord. The business plan is also for you. So it's like you still going through these steps. And like whatever marketing your space, in the process of you getting your space, create a very simple website landing page like I have here. Said that's gonna say coming soon, and you need to collect contact information. People who were selling products or services directly on platforms like TikTok, but never collected their clients like real information and the email list and things like that, and a text message list. It's a tragic thing to do to yourself in business. It's one of the worst mistakes you can make. And it's the same thing goes if you're an event space owner. Now watching this video, or event space owner, and you never email market, a tragic thing to do. The video that I'm going to actually do is probably, maybe, I don't know, depending on how many comments I get for this video, run this video up, share it, do all that stuff. And I'll do a video on how you market your event space. Like really, I'll go through the steps of like running Instagram ads. What's a good ad? What does it look like? What's the copy? Like things that people are paying me like six figures beyond for to know how to do. But put a curtain back. All right. So those are the 5 things. Now, if you're still stuck, you need to do next. And that's just it. If you tried everything above and you're still getting those, like the landlords know, the and like, no, I want an event space, but they're not saying, and these are the key things that you need to listen to. You have to listen to what people are telling you. They're telling you, no, I don't want an event space. They're not saying, no, it's not zoned for an event space. They're just saying, no, I don't want an event space. Then you just have to overcome their objection. So if you need help and assistance with, and you're tired of spinning your wheels, all you got to do is text the word space to 773-345-7712. This is to into the opportunity of you getting me and my team to help you find your very own event space, help you with that negotiating process. So if you're not looking for real help, it's like sometimes, yes, this does come with an investment, of course, but just me being transparent to you and vice versa. I don't want you to waste your time. And your time is extremely valuable, and so is mine. But if you are serious about getting your space and you've been looking and you're tired of spinning your wheels, all you got to do is text space to 773-345-7712. And yes, all right, peace.